It is a beautiful morning. We are actually getting sprinkled on right now as we speak here in northwest Oklahoma, kind of in the panhandle. Since it was so beautiful, I was going to come out before my husband mows later today and identify some healthy edible plants or good plants to keep around in the yard. I am one of those people that I do not want a straight grass, perfectly grassed, manicured lawn. I like to keep plants that are good for the soil, that are good for the animals and the butterflies, and for the humans. So, just stepping right off my porch here, there's already a couple here. Right here, you see a little dandelion green right here. Now, normally, when dandelions are flowering, this would probably have a dandelion flower. Dandelions are incredibly good for the digestion. I think for also detoxifying the liver, stuff like that. I guess this should be the place that I insert that I am not a doctor, nor do I pretend to be one on TV, and don't take any of this as medical advice. But just telling you what I know from my Native American heritage and whatnot, and studying the plants in my backyard. So dandelion is incredibly good for you, has a lot of nutritional value. This is clover. Actually, clover is not good for you, it's good for the soil. And I think it helps the soil hold water better and does something with the nitrogen. So you don't have to water your lawn as often with clover. No, this one's nasty. I don't like this plant. It oozes a white goo that can kind of blister you. So I usually pluck these. I can't remember what they're called, like surge, something like that. But right here, this little succulent looking type plant, this is just a baby one. This is called Purslane. Purslane is one of the few, if not only, land-based plants that's really high in omega-3 fatty acids. It is super nutritious for you, and the Native Americans kind of considered it as just kind of a superfood, if you want to call it that. I have some more around here somewhere. This is called stank grass. Not really good for much of anything but feeding critters. Here we go. Here's a good purslane. This is a nice big one that I probably ought to dig up and go put in my flower bed. I like keeping this around because it just has so many good nutritional benefits to it. So if you see this growing, don't get rid of it. It's good for you. It actually tastes really good. I'll just pull one. Trying to think how to describe the taste. It's really fresh. It's almost like some iceberg with maybe a teensy-weensy hint of mint and a bit of like a radish spice. Maybe, but not too spicy. Not like burning your tongue or anything, just a little twinge. It's pretty nice. Let's see what we can find. I hate these things. Sandburrs. I just hate them, and they're all over the place here. But let me see. Okay, now this, I'm not sure. It's really tiny. It might be big bract. I think that's what it's called, big bract. I'm not entirely sure if that's what that is. If it is big bract is really good for like inflammation, gingivitis. It can help with a lot of those inflammatory issues. Hey, what doing? Why are you swimming in not swim clothes? Lovely. Yeah. Okay. This right here. I think this is pigweed. It's a amaranth type. You can kind of see the little seed heads there. And of course, anyone, if I am getting this wrong, bust me out in the comments, let me know. I'm not an expert. But if this is pigweed's leaves are like really high in vitamin C and vitamin A. And then actual amaranth is kind of considered a grain that's really, really nutritious for you, and you can just pluck the seeds off. And I do know we have some amaranth that grows out here in northwestern Oklahoma. I don't know that I have any in my yard besides maybe this. But it gets really tall. It'll kind of get this purplish look to it, and you can take the seeds and you can eat them like a cereal. Let me see. This is just a thistle, not really good for anything. There's some more dandelion. I like dandelion. So, anyway, the rain is starting to pick up, and I now have a sopping wet child with no shoes. So I think we'll call this video here. And I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, I think we'll call this video here. I've pointed out a few of the plants that I know are healthy and edible just in my backyard right off my porch. So hopefully that's helpful for you, and maybe someday I can get an actual in-depth video done. And I need to find my book. I have a book that I created that I wrote all of these down in, and I don't know where it's at, so I need to find it and pull that out and actually identify everything in my yard for sure and do a more in-depth video. But anyway, yeah, your backyard can be full of nutritious food, especially if you don't live in a semi-desert region. So I encourage you to grow more things besides just grass that are healthy for you and the animals. Oh lordy. Say bye-bye. Bye. All right. To keep up with our crazy shenanigans and get more fun in your notifications, make sure that you like and subscribe.